Miss Debbie. I'm so excited to have you on the channel today.
Read with Val. Read on, have fun, and dream big.
I know a lot of middle grade audience really love your books as well. So some books that I've reviewed in the past of yours, Just Be Cool, Jenna Sakai. Yes. Also Keep It Together, Kiko Carter, and your newest book, Last Chance Academy, A Study in Secrets. So I'm so excited to chat with you and yeah.
I am very happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Okay, so to get to know you a little bit better, I have some rapid fire questions for you. Do you like to write in the morning or in the evening?
Morning, definitely.
Morning. Do you like to write at home or at a coffee shop?
I like to write at home.
Okay. Oh, I also love your setup and your background. All the
Yes, this is my writing studio. I call it the Word Nest.
oh, that's so cute. Okay. Do you like to read realistic fiction or fantasy in your free time?
Both. Can I say both?
Yes, yeah. Do you like to read multiple books at a time, or are you just one book at a time
I
person?
prefer one book at a time. I get confused.
Yeah, that's true. And if you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would you choose?
Oh my goodness, that is a fun question. Any fictional character? Um, Okay, so I'm going to go way back and say I would love to have lunch or dinner with Fern from Charlotte's Web.
Oh, that's a good one. I actually haven't read Charlotte's Web recently, but
Yeah,
I
it's been a while for me too.
yeah. Your favorite place you have been and why?
Oh, so many places. But most recently, I was in Tokyo, Japan. So that
Yes.
is one of my favorite places.
I was just gonna ask you a question about that. What's your like favorite memory from there? And also, now that you've been, are you a ramen person or a sushi person?
Oh no, so many good questions. But I'm going to say ramen. I'm a huge ramen fan, so I'm a ramen person. But I won't say no to sushi. And for anyone who's read my Jasmine Taguchi series in the newest set, there is a book called Jasmine Taguchi Bridge Builder, and it's set in a fishing village in Japan. And that's where I used to go as a child to visit my mom's side of the family. And it was a tiny little town that's all my memories from there are very, very special to me.
Oh.
And most recently, we went to Studio Ghibli Amusement Park, and I loved it. I want to go back. That was so awesome.
Is that part of Universal or no?
No,
Separate?
it's separate. It's the Hayao Miyazaki's park. He has a museum close to Tokyo that's based on his writing, his studio. And then they just recently built an amusement park, no rides, because I'm not a ride person, so it's perfect, um, of all the sets from all the different movies and
Oh.
food. And oh, so awesome.
I think we might actually be going this summer. I love his films, so
Yes. Oh, you're going to have an awesome time. Have you been before?
yes, I've been to Japan.
What's your favorite thing?
I'm like a really big food person, so literally any like I feel like just the most random like ramen places or like just the small stalls, always so good. But then also I love crab, like the king crab
Oh,
dinners
yes.
and
Okay.
the
You
seafood.
and I would have fun traveling because that's the number one thing I
Yes.
like to do is eating.
Yes, I know. Eating everywhere is like, especially Japan. I love Japanese.
Yes. Oh, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so now switching more towards your writing style. Um,
Uh-huh.
how would you describe your writing style to those who maybe aren't familiar, in 3 words?
Oh gosh. Character driven.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat with heart and humor. So four
Oh,
words.
that's okay. I love that answer, and I totally agree with you because, um, obviously I've read so many of your books, and I'm kind of familiar with your writing style, and
Thank you.
I would agree with all three adjectives. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Last Chance Academy: A Study in Secrets just came out, your newest book, and it's also going to be series, which I'm really excited for her. Oh, for that, sorry. Can you give us the inspiration behind this book series?
Ooh. Well, it started with a friend and I were talking about, I didn't know what the next project was going to be. And we just started randomly talking about how we love, in the old days, getting letters, like actual mail, in envelopes and the fun of opening an envelope and wondering what's inside. And that started this idea of what would happen if today young person received an envelope, what would be in it? Because everyone's like texting or chatting or whatever. And then we started thinking, oh my God, what if it's like a invitation to some kind of like treasure hunt? And that's where the idea came from. And then I just kind of ran with it and had so much fun.
That sounds amazing. I well, I'm like Gen Z. I've literally almost never written a letter unless it's like a birthday letter or something. So that's really cool but I've heard stories from my parents on how you'd like send long
Oh,
distance
old
letters.
days, yes.
Yes, the old days. Um, but that's so cool. I didn't know that. It was like you and your friend were just talking about it.
Yes.
Would you say you like get a lot of your ideas from just like talking to people and things like that, or do you like actually think like does it come more naturally, or is it like you need to think of a specific plot first?
I think it comes more naturally. This is one of the rare instances where we were specifically talking about, oh, I don't know what to write next. What should the next project be? I want to try something different. But most of the time, ideas just kind of pop in my head, and if they intrigue me, I'll go with it. Like, with Keiko Carter, it was a what if question. What if there was a girl who had two best friends and they started not getting along. And actually, the reason why I had that idea was I had to move far away from all my friends. And it made me miss my friends so much and made me think about friendship and how important that was. So that kind of was the impetus for that idea. So most of the time they just pop in my head.
Yeah, nice. Also, I can relate to you about the friends moving away. One of my best friends moved to Hong Kong a
Oh,
little
wow,
while
far.
ago. But she came back, so it's she's been here for a little now,
Oh,
which
good.
yeah, I know. Who is your favorite character and why, now that you've written the first book?
Oh gosh, also hard to say. I'm I'm going to lean into Meg. She's the main character and the character I spend the most time with. So I would say that she is my current favorite, but I do love all the characters.
I feel like especially I totally agree with you, but I also feel like in this book especially the side characters are so like funny and just amazing. And I
Oh, thank
think
you.
yeah, I think if I had to choose it'd be either I mean there's so many good side characters. I'm like I can't even choose one, but I would agree with you on Meg for that part because we like obviously follow her journey. We see who through her eyes. And I think it's really cool how like when you read a book, you kind of grow close to the characters, which, like you said before, character-driven books. And I really see that with Meg and Last Chance
Oh,
Academy.
thank you. That makes me happy.
Of course. So this is a little spoiler. So if you haven't read the book, maybe skip forward a little bit. But for those who finished it, why did you decide to end it on a cliffhanger?
Oh my goodness. I know. When I read series books, I get so upset when it's a cliffhanger and I have to wait for the book. And I hate that I had to do that to my readers. But also, this is the first true series that I'm writing, and I'm thinking way ahead.
Hmm.
And I wanted the readers to have a reason to come back to book two. It was going to be even a bigger cliffhanger, and my editor said, "Why don't we wrap up something and give the reader something?" So I did. But yeah, that's the reason I left it on a cliffhanger is to kind of like entice people to come back for book two and
Okay.
hopefully not be too mad at me.
Definitely worked on me. Um, and also, I will say with cliffhangers, it's just like yes, we know that the series is going to continue, but also from now until the next book comes out, it's like we can kind of do a little bit of predicting and like filling in the gaps of what we think will happen, which is like it's I like the imagination part of it.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, in the past you have written realistic fiction books, But this book is more like mystery. It's like also realistic fiction, but it's more on the mystery side.
Mhm.
How was the process of writing a mystery book different, or maybe also some similar aspects to your past books?
Okay, so it is different because I am not a plotter. When I write my books, I'm what you call a pantser because I write by the seat of my pants. I kind of just have an idea, I have some characters, and I try to just write the story and kind of live the life of my character. I mean, obviously, I go back and I revise and I tie everything together. But with mysteries, you really have to think ahead. But I will admit that I still wrote the first draft without a lot of plotting ahead. So it did mean I had to do probably more revisions than I usually do, but I did, once I got the first two drafts, I could see, oh, I need this to happen. So I need to plant this, or here's a red herring, or whatever. So I did have to do a lot more planning for this book.
Okay. Nice. I honestly, okay, I thought it'd be like a way more different, but it seems like from what you're saying, it's like pretty similar, but there are just some tweaks you had to make and like to adapt to writing a mystery book because also you have to think about like um who who did what like and
Why?
like yeah why motives and like how this or that could happen. I think for readers one of the really like interesting things about reading mystery books is that like you can kind of piece you can try to piece together the clues in your head because technically speaking you're getting the clues and like the tips like alongside the character. So you
Right.
like you might be able to form some ideas in your head, which is also what I love about mystery books. And
Right. I will admit that for the first time ever, I had to keep this really long um, I don't know what I called it. Like who's who, why do they do things, where do they show up, how old they are, why they did things, or what's this thing? And it was like this long, like I don't know, 5 or 6 page
Mhm.
document because I had to keep everything in my head.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep it in my head. I had to keep everything somewhere on paper so I could double check everything because I'd mention a character and that character might be important and I'd
Yes.
have to remember their name.
Yeah, like the foreshadowing. It's like
Yes.
a lot of scenes are really specific and intentional, I feel like in mystery books, because like actually I don't want to spoil the book even further, but just in general, like if a character shows up, they do something a little weird and then they might come back. So yeah, I really appreciate that about mystery books. And okay, more broader, all in all the works you have written, all the books, what has been your favorite book and why?
Oh my goodness. Also a very hard question because each of the books means something to me. Like oftentimes when somebody asks me what my favorite book is, it's always the book I'm currently writing because it's the most interesting.
Mhm.
So right now I'm going to say book two of Last Chance Academy is currently my favorite. I'm working on copy edits right now, so it's almost ready to go. But I'm always having the most fun with whatever I'm working on at the time. But I love all my books.
When do you think it's going to come out?
I have a pub date. It's March 17th next year.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
I could tell you the title too.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
The
what?
title is Last Chance Academy 2, The Mastermind's Trap.
Okay, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, my audience will love this. This is amazing. Also, I'm so excited to read it, of course.
Yay, thank you.
Yes. What authors have inspired you to become an author? And were there any Asian American authors specifically? Also, I will put in a side note, it's a NHPI month right now, so this is
It
very
is.
yeah.
Yay. It's especially nice to be able to talk to you during AAHPI month,
Yeah.
Heritage Month. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, So I think early on, when I was very young, I fell in love with books, particularly by Judy Blume, which is
Mhm.
contemporary fiction, but also Charlotte's Web and Madeleine L'Engle, Wrinkle in Time. But it wasn't until my daughter was a reader when she was young, I was truly inspired by authors like Grace Lin
Mhm.
and Lisa Yee and Linda Sue Park because they were writing contemporary stories with Asian American characters. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait a minute, I can write a friendship story with Asian American characters, with a Japanese American main character. And that truly was the real inspiration for me to be able to write the stories that I wanted to tell.
Yes, I love that response. Also, I think representation in books is super important, which is why I try to share diverse books, like of yours. Um, but I think when young readers can see themselves reflected into the characters and the situation, it makes it so much more easier to connect, obviously, with the characters and also to keep reading, to foster your love of reading.
I
So.
love hearing that. Yes, I absolutely agree with you.
Okay, why do you think diverse authors and stories are so important for the next generation, sticking to the theme of diverse books?
Yes. Well, basically, what you were saying, it's so important to be able to see yourself on
Yes.
the pages of a book. And, you know, like I said, I read Judy Blume growing up and I could relate to those characters. So it's not as if just because a book has an Asian American main character that other readers can't relate. I think it's really important, number one, to be able to see yourself on the pages of a story, but also for others to be able to see the members of their community, their school, their friends and family also in the pages of the book. Because ultimately, yes, our individualized experiences are very important. My experience as a Japanese American, third generation, growing up in Los Angeles when I did, are reflected in the kind of books I write. But there are other Japanese American authors and characters that are not exactly the same. We are not a monolith. We all have stories to tell, and it's so important. And additionally, it's important for everyone else to see that while we may look different or have different experiences, at our core, we are all human beings, and
Yes.
we have that in connection. And that I feel like is so important for us to remember. We are all connected.
Yes, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Like pushing past maybe like just like surface level things, like we all like experience very similar things, and also I feel like everyone, no matter their background, where they're from, like faces a lot of same human struggles. So it's like we can connect to other people, but also build empathy when you're seeing like people in different situations, for example. So I think
Absolutely.
it's really important that you said everyone built has like a unique perspective to bring to the table.
Right. And we deserve to be on the pages of a book.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Um, and so over the last past years, you have published 28 books. Super, very, very impressive. What keeps you motivated and how do you work so productively? Because I need to know, like, first, okay, let me just say, I have two finals coming up. Literally, I cannot stop procrastinating everything. So, what are some of your tips?
Oh my goodness, I am the queen of procrastination, but um, I am motivated because I am bursting with stories. I have so many stories that I want to tell, and it took me a while to get here. I tried to get published for 15 years before I sold my first book, and so I feel like I'm making up for lost time, and I just want to write all the stories. So that's part of that. The other thing regarding procrastination is I need a deadline, but that deadline has to be not too far away. If the deadline is too far away, then I feel like I have plenty of time,
Mhm.
right? But if the deadline is too close, then I panic and I freeze and I can't get anything done. So it has to be the perfect deadline. And for me, it depends on the project. Like right now, I have copy edits due in 2 weeks. And like if you told me I had to write a book in 2 weeks, I would be paralyzed right now.
Yeah.
But copy edits I can do in 2 weeks. But that also means I have to work every day. So for me, it's a matter of I need a deadline, and I've never missed a deadline. In fact, more often than not, I'm a little early. So the deadline is what keeps me on track.
Okay, I'll definitely try that out because there's so many topics I need to study for, and it's just really piling up.
I usually make a list too. I'm a paper and pencil person.
Hmm.
And so I have a list, like right here, I'll do it, show it real quick because I don't want everyone to see it. But I have a list for what I have coming up all month. So I
Hmm.
can look at it. It's on my desk. I look at them like, oh, I have these things. And then I have a daily, I like paper. I have this thing. I love it. It's a daily
Oh,
to-do list.
that's
So
so
then in the first thing in the morning, I write down everything I hope to get done. And I love to cross things out. And I give
yes.
stickers as a reward. I
That's
like
so
to put a sticker on my calendar.
that's such a like nice and neat method of doing
Yes.
it. Um, okay, so we have some time left. Do you mind if we keep talking about?
I don't mind at all.
Okay, cool. Um, just thinking, do you have any time to read now? Because I know you're really busy with writing this book. And also, what has been your favorite recent read or like current read?
Okay. So I wish I could read all the time. If somebody would pay me just to read books, but I didn't have to do anything about it, like I could just say, I read a book. The end. Here's some money. Maybe that would be my job. I try and read every day. I try and set aside like an hour a day to read, which is not enough time. When I'm in between deadlines, that's what I do is I read as much as possible. Let me cheat and look at my phone and because I keep a list of all the books I've read. Grace Lynn's new book. I don't know if you've read it yet, The Gate, the Girl, and the Dragon.
I
That's
have
it
not.
just came out, I think last week. That's Grace's new middle grade novel, and it's got a bit of fantasy elements. It's set in current day, but there's a stone lion that comes to life, and a worm that claims to be a dragon. And it's kind of a mystery. Oh, it's so good. So I had a lot of fun. That was one that I read that I really love. And then let's see. Oh, and a favorite YA I recently read is called ASAP by Axie O. It's a romance.
Oh, that
That was
looks
awesome.
intriguing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, how about you? Why don't you recommend a
Oh,
book to me? Because
sure.
you often have these nice stacks of books. So, what's a
Okay.
recent read that you think I should read?
Dang. Okay. I just
Sure.
finished reading two books. Cuba 15, which is a book about this girl who is planning a quinceañera. And I really learned a lot about Cuban culture through this book. She's Cuban American, also Polish American, I'm pretty sure. She is trying to figure out her identity and like become closer to her culture. And so I would definitely recommend that. It's by Nancy Osa. And
Okay.
also, Girl in Question is the other book that I just finished reading. It's a young adult thriller. So I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
really sure. Do you like thrillers?
I do like thrillers. The only thing I can't read is horror, but I love thrillers.
Okay, okay. So yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like the plot is insane. It's about this girl and her friends who go camping, but then like these people are out to get her, and there's like a lot of backstories. Like the main character has had like a pretty dark past. But it's really interesting, and I
All right.
definitely recommend you reading it.
Putting it on my list. Right now,
Yes,
I'm focused for the rest of the month. I'm trying to read. I announced on social media, I wish I hadn't, that I'm going to read as many
favors.
ANHPI. I did it. Books as possible this month, and I've only succeeded in reading, um, I think, four so far, and I want to read more.
Mm.
So we will see. I might extend it into June. We will see.
We're only halfway through the month. You have time.
I have time. Okay. How much more? How many more I
Right.
get through?
With the work, I'm not sure I have time, but
I know that's the thing. I wish I had more time. So I have huge. You're probably similar. I have piles of books everywhere
yes.
to read. Yep.
I will say
Yep.
I just lit like right before this talk, I just finished a AANHPI like it was like 9 books that I recommend to the audience. So you can this will be in it. So
Thank you.
yes, And I was just collecting all these books. I'm like, wow, I really do have a lot of books, like bookshelves. Instead of a TV, we have a bookshelf. So
Nice.
in
I
our
like that.
living room. But anyways, if that is our conversation, I love talking to you so much.
I enjoy this as well.
Thank you so much for making time. And
Oh, thank
um,
you.
yeah, so we'll keep in touch. And
Absolutely.
okay,
Thank you.
bye. Bye
All right.
everyone. Bye, Miss Debbie. Thank you so much.